Hello, and welcome to Rule of Thirds, a conversation about art, design, and culture, with your hosts,
Burns,
Mike,
and Jude.
If this is your first time listening, welcome to the family. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram at Rule of Thirds Pod. Don't be shy to say hi. All right, now to the episode.
It's the month of October. In the UK, this means Black History Month. We discuss the importance of this month and the awareness it generates, from Black British history to careers. What is the goal of Black History Month, and what does the future hold?
Episode
29! Blah, blah, blah.
Until we come to the end of the season, still I can't let go. It's unnatural. You belong to me. I belong to you.
We belong together.
Hey, girl.
Oh my god. Nah. You can't do that.
Oh, Burns, the ladies do say that you have a very nice voice, so
I'm taken, so
We love to hear it.
get me.
Man said, no thank you.
Maybe just stop right there.
Thanks, but no thanks. I can
Oh
spot
my
my own
God.
market. Yeah. What you man saying?
Come on, man.
how you all been?
Been blessed, man.
Yeah. October's here.
Mm.
The year's almost over.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's getting cold.
Oh yes.
It's actually mad. Like, it's actually getting cold again.
I actually don't mind some level of coldness. You know when it's like autumn times, so it's like all your clothes that you've been putting in the cupboard, you can kind of pull them out and
Do you
layer
have
up.
better autumn like closet?
I have more like because it's the UK. You're always prepared for the cold at any time. Fam, this summer doesn't last that long. It's like 2 weeks, and then you're
True.
back to the cold. So yeah,
Because I'm a t-shirt person, which is very annoying.
Eh?
I like t-shirts. Like I don't really. To be honest, I say my autumn.
it's t-shirts.
No,
I was thinking like,
I prefer t-shirts, but I'm saying that my autumn fashion is probably better than my
oh, see,
summer. And I think in general for everybody,
for most people, it's really
t-shirt and
important.
trousers is just not really everything. Do you know what I mean?
Can't wear that outside now.
I want that Balenciaga fit, all black.
Wait, which one are we talking about? Because the Bilal Balenciaga
There's
fits.
been a lot.
He's very
Kim
specific.
Kardashian.
Have you seen what's his name?
Yeah, is that the one you want? With the mask on?
Do you see his stance? Let me see if I can show you.
He has a stance.
So the way he was standing was killing me.
Who?
Offset, man.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I'm not
So
that.
that-
You
If-
see-
if,
you know what I'm talking
if
about?
that's the same collection that has like the like saggy trousers.
I think-
that
I
really-
think
That's
it is.
exactly what I'm talking
Yeah, I think he even has that on. Or he
Very-
has something like
Why
that
do
on.
you look?
It's kind of hard though.
the shoe looks sharp though.
If
I kinda like that.
well, but I have an issue with like your high fashion brand.
Oh my days,
and
that's Cardi.
Yeah, it is.
borderline Appropriate.
Why does she look like a lamp?
Slag.
No, look.
She looks like a lamp.
Not my capping.
Yeah,
No.
it's high fashion, baby.
Come on, Burns. High fashion.
Okay.
Get with it.
Okay.
Like,
So what? It's high fashion. You just wear any. just wear anything.
you know, sometimes I think about it. It's so funny. I feel like high fashion feels like the most ridiculous thing you think about.
Yeah,
But because there's people around it who can just say it's high fashion.
Yeah, they kind of
It's like-
very.
they certify it, so
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, it gets a
Facts,
pass.
Facts.
Yeah.
But why does it get a pass?
Because they say it gets part. The moment they say it's good, it's
Then
like,
that's
yeah,
it.
we have to kind of force
People of
it.
influence.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. But
Damn.
yeah. What are we saying?
Happy Black History Month, folks.
Come on now.
Wait,
you laughing?
sorry, I forgot about that, you know?
Two
Wow.
Negroes and Negritas.
My kings and queens.
Nah, that is the biggest
Royalty.
That is the biggest scam. I swear to God, yeah. Black History Month is the biggest scam.
Pick up your crowns.
Because, like, wait, what is the actual point?
Of Black history.
Excuse me.
Like, no, because, like, it's never utilized to the fullest of its potential.
is
So,
true.
What
what's
is the
the
point?
ac-
What is the point of?
we still need it though.
of
but for who?
course-
For us or for them?
Both.
Yeah, because really and truly, Black History Month is not for us.
Yeah, it feels
It's-
like
it's to educate.
But that's the problem because
Ain't trying
the
to do that.
origin of it was supposed to be to like celebrate our history and like what we do, like because it came from like Negro History Week. From
But wasn't
you know,
unless I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking a question. wasn't that more from the Caribbean side
Definitely.
rather than the African?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
side?
definitely.
In the UK, yeah, but when I say like origins, like in America,
America.
the idea was that okay, you know how like for example, Native Americans.
Yeah.
If we were to ask like, okay, what's the history of Native Americans?
Yeah.
It might be hard to say. Whereas, with African Americans, they're able to kind of share more because they've kept it in like their circles. They've kept like it orally. They've like spoken a lot about
Their
history
thing-
and stuff.
Their thing goes back far, to be
Exactly.
Mhm,
But obviously conversation has contributed to that. So that's why like I feel like it's important in the UK anyway that we kind of still need to keep the conversation going because there's still so much we don't know. Like I read Why I No Longer Speak to White People About Race, and I
Yeah,
read
I
certain things
read that
in
as
that
well, yeah.
that I was like, wow, I did not even know that ever happened in the UK.
fair. Yeah, even you see when they were coming in and then like they were throwing people into the river, like
Yo.
just beefing black people when they saw them.
I would never understand the hate that you know what is yeah.
Yeah.
But like I hear what you're saying though. It does make sense. I agree that it does have to survive. Not survive. That's the wrong word. But it has to be there for reasons.
because there's a
Educational
void in it.
reason.
So
Yeah.
it's like
I just feel like that compression into 1 month feels insulting. It's almost like, all right, cool. Now, blacks, go do your thing for 30 days and that's it. We don't want to hear anything. We gave you 1 month. Whereas I feel like it'd make more sense to kind of spread it out and have like
but then
events.
if you look at the country we're in,
Yeah, you're right.
like, if we say spread it out, oh no, we
Yeah,
don't need
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's fine. Like the fact that we've got. I'm not trying to say, oh my god, the white people gave us a month, so let's be grateful.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, we've got a month. Let's obviously the aim of it, hopefully, would be that we shouldn't need a month because it'll be so deeply ingrained into the history and like the knowledge of, let's say the everyday.
That it would
person.
be just
That would
like
just be
yeah,
part of
yeah.
history.
Can I read a quote? So from the blackhistorymonth.org.uk.
Oh, they have a website?
Yeah.
Oh, they got a website, yeah.
Say what
I
now?
feel
Wait.
like- I actually feel like I'll say this after, but we need branding for like Black History Month.
Do they expense the website?
Yeah.
Or,
Huh?
like who pays for that?
It's probably a charity, sir.
Oh,
It's an
right, right.
organisation.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Alright.
Just checking who designed the website.
Not all black people are crooks. Damn.
So this is from
Whoa.
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 Sorry, go on.
Racist.
what's RT? What's RT? The RT. What does that stand for? RT.
Road thief. Sorry.
Oh my word.
Oh, you're funny.
Wait, no, RT is retweet,
This is why
man.
we don't progress in life. This is why we don't progress.
No,
We like jokes too much.
it's retweet, I think. Yeah, retweet. RT.
It's not retweet.
Is it? I swear it's
I think this is from the actual
The
website,
Honourable Lord. So it's the RT Honourable Lords.
R-
Look,
Wait, what?
the RT. What's the RT?
It could be right honorable.
Yes, you know you're right.
Yeah, right honorable.
Was it the retweet? The Right Honourable, the Lord Paul Boateng.
Oh,
Hey.
didn't see that coming.
Akiem. What's Akiem?
Never mind.
And
where?
Wembley.
Okay.
DL, sorry. Sorry, sir. I'm really
Nah,
bad.
bare codes, fam.
But
It's
it
like
says,
gang.
All this for the quote.
yeah, it says Black History Month is a good opportunity to reflect on what more needs to be done in order to ensure that our education system is fit for purpose. The challenge is to prepare by a policy of inclusion rather than exclusion of all young people to thrive in a diverse and multipolar world in which no region or race holds sway over all others.
It makes sense on like in writing, but it doesn't make sense in
I
application.
feel like
But there's reasons for that though.
No, yeah, I hear that, but what I'm trying to say is that like, wouldn't it make more sense? Because I don't know who necessarily implemented it. I'm more than
I think it's from,
certain.
like, sometime in the 90s.
Yeah, so I'm more than certain that it wasn't just a bunch of black people sitting down and saying, let's just do it. It probably like a congressional, let's speak to these people. How can we make this work? So, you know what I'm saying? It's probably like blacks and whites and Asians and
Yeah,
everybody
'cause,
coming
like,
together.
I think like the government were like, oh, okay. Obviously, conversations probably. they were
Exactly.
Like, oh, okay. Well, we're gonna put this as a
Exactly,
month to
exactly.
help.
But then it's like, to help how?
But it's lazy. Was all I've been seeing, like even we can have a similar conversation with like what we've been seeing in the Football Premier League, with like the taking the knee and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like people are still doing that till today. I remember when I went to a West Ham game.
Yeah.
The majority, I'll say about 95% of people were cheering,
Mm-hmm.
but you faintly hear like
The
a 5% that
performative.
were booing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it does feel like, okay, we're gonna clap now, but then if a black football player now does something wrong, he might still be called, a monkey or this
Yeah.
or that. Do you know what I mean? So really and truly,
But in the what's
Wait, so are
what's
you-
taking the league going?
Are you suggesting that maybe these whites stop calling people monkeys for the month of October and then continue in November? Perhaps
oh my gosh,
is that what you're suggesting?
I'm not saying that.
So, man, what are you saying?
Under pressure.
I'm just saying that.
Because it won't make a difference.
I'm just saying that all these things that we're doing,
Yeah.
how effective are they actually?
Yeah, because I can't like that. Taking the knee thing really pisses me off. Because I'm just like, you
But
guys
but
are-
if they
will
don't
be
do
there
it-
with your
No,
t-shirt.
the thing is, I
No,
get
but
it, but
after a certain point, like how, like are you actually having conversations?
This is
with
where-
with,
this is
with
where-
your audience.
And this is how I feel about Black History Month. It's performative. It's like how many conversations are actually happening? People
I
are
hear-
like,
I hear
you know what I'm
you,
saying?
yeah.
People are just having budgets. That's why I made a joke about the whole expenses thing, because sometimes it feels like that month is just there to expense some things. Let's just spend some money on some things. Let's just buy this and that. Do you get what I'm saying?
you can give that money to me.
But this is my thing. It's like, if you're gonna do it, then at least do it and make it visible. Like, look, we're purposely trying to give this money to so and so on. But it's like, and this is why we had this conversation outside of the pod where I was saying it feels weird that in Black History Month, a lot of people start to say, "Oh, who wants to get their work shown?" Like in most places, they'll be like, "Oh, but we're not gonna pay you," if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's always a free exhibition.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Bloody hell, I'm sugared now.
Oh,
You just done that for work. So
Okay, so that
yeah.
one is different. The reason why I say it's different is because it's intentional, and it's how do I explain it? It's this is not the first time.
you're right. That's true.
Do you get what I'm saying? It's not something that is out of the blue where it's like, oh, we can do this, so on and so forth. It's something that it's ingrained in the culture of some companies. And I'm not saying that, but I'm talking about in a general sense. It's almost, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just like the culture of these companies it's Black History Month. If we don't do something, they're gonna look at us weird.
Niggers on everything, and then we'll just
Yeah.
for other months afterwards.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like if they don't do it, then they're gonna feel like out of place.
They have to do it.
You know?
It's there. You just
It's-
never.
what-
So it's like they're being guilt
What-
tripped
Go
into
back to
doing
the
it.
black
But
squares.
it's a balance thing,
Black
isn't it?
squares.
It's like, okay, for quite a few people,
The black squares.
I'm not gonna, we're doing a takeover thing for work here. I'm so ready to come for people on the black square. I'm saying me like I'm the one that's coming up with the copy.
The black
But
square thing still
black
hurts
I,
square
me.
but I
though.
personally
It's
still
not
did it.
fair.
Though. I mean, just because I'm black.
But
Really?
Hey guys.
Breaking news. This just in. Burns identifies as black
Hey
man.
guys.
melanin.
Yeah, so I'm officially black.
Did they know that? They were just listening to your voice.
Oh my gosh.
You just-
Yeah, guys, I'm actually black.
Spoiler alert. No, I hear that though. But it hurts me because it's like it started off with two black women.
For music though, right?
Do you know what I'm
It's
saying?
more like to stop like the streaming and
Yeah.
really make a change.
and
like,
then it kind of leaked
lost its
into the
message.
world, and then they coerced it.
I can't lie, yeah. I saw some brothers that they've said some racist stuff.
I know, bro.
in the black
Did,
square.
did
I was
I not
like,
see somebody from my old church doing sob story of, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Like, I
guys,
didn't
had
know
to look
better.
Into myself.
Yeah.
I can't speak
Ah.
about this one too tough, yeah. I'll try and make it as like anonymous as possible. But basically I was in a conversation and that a few people from like that weren't black were basically crying about
When you say
Tears.
crying, do you mean
Tears.
tears about
Oh, how I would
about
love to drink that.
how about how they've treated people in the past.
Mm.
Go away.
And it made me so angry.
Oh no!
God, I was like,
So you're guilty.
why are you crying? Why are you crying?
I just feel like I just feel like.
That feeling of guilt is probably gonna override their concern.
Oh yeah. Oh definitely.
Why is it always about you? Why is it always about you? I don't care if you feel guilty.
when you've been the main character for so long?
And this is another thing as well. Yeah, that main character syndrome is actually a disease. Because
Oh my
I don't know. I think I was watching a video by Fid the Signifier, a YouTuber, and he was talking about. I don't know if it was him. It might have been someone else. I might be getting it wrong, but he was talking about how there is this study about how white people have the main character syndrome.
Not all white people, by the way.
Well, yeah, obviously not.
Yeah.
But like when they walk on the road,
Love ya.
they don't move. They don't.
No, the racist. No, the racist.
Wait,
not the
what?
racist.
No, you caping for the.
I knew you were in black.
Nah, but
yeah.
nah, real talk though, like my bedrooms, like my white bedrooms, like, I love you, man.
Oh, whatever, man.
Now's not the time.
Yeah, you know.
But the racist.
Black History Month. It's Black History Month.
Do one.
You can do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll-
January to September.
Yeah.
November,
I know where I
December.
stand. I won't cap.
Bro,
I
but it's
do love my white
October,
people.
man. Come on, don't do
But
that.
the racist though.
So look, so basically, there's this study that apparently white people have what's the name, main character syndrome, to the point where if you're walking on the road, they don't move for you because they
have
see
you
you as an
Oh
object.
my
But
gosh!
have you guys never noticed
That happened the other day.
Bro,
No,
apparently they see us as objects. I'm sorry, I know that's
I'm
not
not-
funny,
I'm not
yeah, but that's
surprised though.
hilarious.
Because I remember it was like discourse on the TL, and I'm not gonna lie, part of me was like, have you guys not seen or noticed this before?
You don't really deep it, but when you
so
deep
crazy.
it, when
No,
you deep it,
like,
yeah.
all the time, especially in this London, yeah.
Yep.
At certain hours of the day.
It happened to me today.
Now
Fam.
No, at work. Sorry. Going into work from the station.
They don't move.
I won't move for you. Are you dumb?
Like
You
when,
will walk around.
when I tell
me.
you, I was walking and underground. I was trying to catch a
Yeah,
train.
underground. Yeah.
And most times, you know how when you're walking downwards, you
Yeah.
always stay on your left hand.
You're-
Yeah,
your left, right?
Left.
So I'm right on my left. This guy is standing on my left, but walking towards me.
Mm.
He didn't move. I was like, bro, move.
we all crash into each
Man
other.
said, but I'm standing. I'm like, yeah, I know, but move. He didn't move. I had to go around him. So it's like, sometimes I just deep it, you know, like these people, it's like, because they're the main character, they have to dramatize, not every situation, but most situations, they dramatize their importance in it. And like,
And also
they
'cause
feel like,
it's against their norm. So imagine
yeah,
you're doing something to disrupt something that's so normal to them. Then
it's
that's
like they're
what
caught
the
off.
heck?
Yeah, it's like you're coming from a different universe to come and ruin their peace. You know what I'm saying?
No,
you know, like,
that's one thing that really irritates me, especially in like central London during rush hour times. Yeah,
Then they just be standing
people are
on their phone,
rude.
chilling.
People are rude.
Boy.
You know, me, I don't mind doing shuffle 1-2 step. We will meet each other.
Yeah. So this is the thing though. So it's like, if that's the case, and then it's like Black History Month, we're talking about all this. Oh, let's give these people an opportunity to express and show their culture and so on. But then that's not really happening. Then what is the actual point of it all? You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like the culture that we're showing as well is just all entertainment.
Oh, definitely.
I'm not saying that the entertainment aspect is irrelevant because it's very much part of our fabric. But I feel like we're always just seen as the people that have to do all the entertainment for people, and it's so draining.
Don't say that.
I mean, it roots back to years.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Like,
You're going there. But you're right though.
no, it's facts.
Yeah.
Like what other things do we? I think of recently though, I have been seeing. I love what Swiss did with the Black Pounder. I think I know. I mean, I know even with that, people will say, "Oh, we shouldn't do."
Yeah.
that.
How do you actually feel about that?
I think
'Cause could raise the same argument like,
Mhm.
well, everyday business, grind.
if anything though, I
That
feel
grand
like
culture needs to die as well.
it gave a lot of awareness to black businesses in the sense of like people know they exist, but I think the importance of investing into the community and make sure the pound circulates within our community, basically.
Yeah.
I know people do that already,
Yeah.
but like sometimes I look at what I wear sometimes. Obviously today I'm actually wearing Uniqlo, so I'm supporting the them and there.
Which man?
Mm-hmm.
Who made this?
Yeah, true.
You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying? No
But-
one knows.
But like in terms of like my day, so for example, Chapstar hat, for example,
Right.
or Daily Paper like jacket or something, or like there are things that I generally do wear on a day-to-day basis. But I think Black Pound Day itself it just pushes the black economy a bit further. I think anyway.
No,
Like,
I hear
I
that.
feel like awareness is important. So obviously we spoke about the taking a knee, even though it is now seen rendered as like useless now. To some extent, somebody watching that match on that day
Why?
will remember.
Or even ask.
Yeah, they'll remember why we're taking the knee.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So in that aspect, I understand why we do it. I think it's more of like, I think we've spoken about this obviously off the podcast, but like the branding of what we do, I don't think is effective enough. There's many other movements and organizations that have branded themselves very well
Yeah.
and are very successful at what they do.
Yeah.
And I think that we have lacked massively in that aspect,
I think
which doesn't make sense to me.
like there's probably because everyone's trying to do their own thing. There's not like one united,
Yeah, unity.
or like one body that we're like, okay, this represents the thoughts and concerns of
Yeah.
all, let's say, like Black British people. or maybe we have that and I just don't know about it.
No,
But,
we don't.
you
But
know,
apart from gigs, talking the hardest.
stop it. So,
Oh my gosh.
but yeah, maybe because we don't have that in place, that's why it's like 101 different things happening rather than like one streamlined thing with like aims,
With an
ethos,
agenda.
Like if you
Mm-mm.
look BLM in America, obviously that kind of had traction because it was like, okay, even though they had multiple chapters in different places, there was like one vision, one thing, one like brand, quote unquote. So it
Black
was-
Lives Matter UK doesn't really have that, does it?
we have a chapter or a couple chapters, but it's not the same.
not the
because
same
like our
impact.
thing. I feel like it's kind of Americanized.
It's
still.
definitely a subset of what America is kind of dealing with.
But like what you said about the Black Pound Day thing, it's a similar thing with Black History Month. Like, I feel like it's probably a stages thing because obviously Black History Month is not supposed to be forever because hopefully it's supposed to have an end goal of just being ingrained into like our everyday in history in general.
I think that's already been achieved. If I'm being honest.
No, it
I
hasn't.
don't think so.
Not even
Oh,
close.
bruv, we don't live in heaven. Bro. This, honestly, the way I see,
I want to live in-
the way I see, I don't want to be pessimistic or anything like that.
I feel
But
like I
in
know
this
what you're
world,
about to
we're
say.
never gonna reach that.
Oh, 100%.
final conclusion.
I feel like when it comes to racism, that will always be a thing. But with
Yeah, you
in,
can
like,
definitely reduce
I
it.
feel like history, we should at the bare minimum be able to just it's history. Like,
Black history, I would say,
like-
has lacked. Like I remember growing up, we learned about Jack the Ripper, the Tudors, Victorians.
Wait, he's black?
Vikings.
and
Jack the
war.
Ripper is black?
No,
No,
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that's Black history.
I'm
like-
what I learned about in history was
Okay,
just-
okay.
like, but it wasn't like, for example, like even when it
Robin
came,
Hood,
yeah, when it came to the slavery aspect, Britain never sounded bad.
very Americanized.
They sounded amazing, if anything.
Yeah.
Like we helped you to abolish slavery, but we forget that you the ones that put us in it. You know what I mean?
Magic.
It's crazy, man.
No, yeah, you're right. But yeah, I don't have, like you're saying, it's a bit pessimistic to think that, yeah, there is no hope and we're never going to be in that heaven. Like, it's not going to be perfect. But yeah, there is a lack of trying in this country.
Lack
Like,
of trying. What do you mean?
in terms of there is no effort shown to say we're going to add this. Because let's be real, yeah, and we've had this conversation so many times about how black people in the UK is a very tiny minority. They're what, like 3%.
Yeah.
Okay, so like for them or for the average white person in the UK, black has nothing. There's nothing that is like touching them other than, like we've mentioned, the entertainment side of like, oh, my favorite rapper or the best song in the country right now might be featuring a black artist. So therefore, that's how they kind of see it. They don't really see like a doctor or a scientist
It's
or
lame,
and that's
isn't it?
part of the reason why we need it.
That's where branding comes in.
Because whether we like it or not, because we're saying there's certain people that don't know stuff, but there are significant black people throughout British history that have done very important
Yeah,
things,
but they're not spoken about.
but they're
as
not
well.
spoken about. So of course,
Yeah.
if they're not spoken about, how will Bob from Skegness know about
It's crazy.
that?
Does Bob from Skegness have to know? That's the question.
He doesn't.
He doesn't have to.
But he must be aware.
He doesn't have to
Why?
know.
He has to have access to that information. The
Yeah.
same way that I'm aware of Jack the
Okay,
Ripper,
so
is the same way
access,
that
you're right.
Like that's the thing. Like, why do I know about Jack the Ripper? It's because I've had access to knowing about
So
that.
okay,
information.
but the thing is, it's like saying, why don't you know about maybe, I don't know, Norwegian agricultural history?
because that's not
'Cause
that's not
that's not the-
important.
what-
So
to us
I
right
get what
now,
you're
yeah.
saying. As in, like, it's not in the curriculum.
Yes. Yeah.
But
Exactly.
it's such a tricky thing because, like, I understand, but in practice, I'm trying to understand how
in
that
prac-
would work.
in practice, okay. So on a school level, obviously,
Like, who would select and say this is important and this isn't?
the people within education, because if we can be talking about Jack the Ripper,
Mm.
how does Jack the Ripper actually impact our lives today? There's a lot of things that we learn in school that we probably don't need. Even
yeah.
in like World War, we learn so much about World War.
We learned so much
and
about
there's
World
so
War.
much in there that's sometimes even tailored to favor the British.
Oh,
like,
definitely.
version
Propaganda,
of
it's propaganda.
things. Exactly.
Propaganda,
yeah.
Exactly.
Propaganda.
So that's an issue, because if we then want to say, oh, we want to be the best in education or whatever, or we want to do certain things, why then do we have such a certain angle that we, come at with our history, where we don't want to include certain things, all because they make us uncomfortable? And I think that's just like a weird British culture that we have, that we don't like to
I think
say
maybe
certain things 'cause it makes
they're
people
scared of how people may
uncomfortable.
respond to that, or how people may respond to. I
Because-
think there's an element of control in that where you
But-
want to control how people
Yeah, of
respond
course.
to
But
the
then
government and
in
the,
countries like
establishments.
a lot of people will then use like Germany as an example and how they are so open.
They've done very
about
well, I would
the
say,
war.
in terms of like redeeming themselves in the sense of
Yeah.
like.
So you
a
see
lot
that,
of-
yeah. The reason why I feel like that might be a bit different is because with the struggle and the victimization from like a general point of view
Mhm.
is very I hate to use this word, but it's cohesive. So it's very easy to it's not easy, but it's easier to address it. The thing with black is that it's not easy
It
to
looks
kind of
very, it looks very different to white.
like
It's not the same.
the
kind
thing
of
is
things
how
that
how
they say.
how can we can't put black and say this is the black struggle, because the black struggle isn't just one thing.
No, it's various stuff.
it is
Do
mixed,
you get what I'm saying? Whereas
yeah.
with Germany and that whole situation, it was very direct. The it's a period of time, and this was going on, and it's very encapsulated, and you can see the effects of it very clearly, and it's not so subconscious and
like trivial.
insidious. It's not. Yeah, it's not like in the
It's like
underbelly
in
of
plain
it.
sight. Like
It's
you-
in plain
like
sight,
You can see that this
yeah.
is what people did, and
You know what I'm
reaction
saying?
Rather than,
But with the black struggle, I feel like it's so many things going on at the same time. It's like this is going on. There's kidnapping. There is sex trafficking. There is slavery. There is prison, school prison and industrial blah blah. All of these things are going on at the same time. That is very hard for us to focus on anything. So when they give us 1 month and they're like, sort it all out.
but
It's like, how are we meant to?
that's the thing as
What are we
well.
meant to tackle?
That's the thing as well. Like it doesn't have to be. I feel like different things will probably need different things, right?
Mhm.
So just as how, like, for example, streaming services will be doing their black playlist. And
Right,
stuff,
right, right.
They're not really going to be talking about, okay, let's talk about slavery
They try.
in Britain, and
Yeah.
maybe they can, but like
No, they
they've
try.
got-
They shouldn't.
At
You're
the
right.
same time,
They've
even
got-
black
they've got a
people themselves are
focus.
tired of that content, man. We
Mm.
always scream when we since 12 years of seeing all these movies. We're always like,
Yo.
okay, we've had enough of these films. I've heard that many times.
I heard Will Smith is trying to make one.
The thing
another
is,
one.
yeah,
Another one.
what's mad is that we have so many American ones, but like Britain, hello.
I wouldn't want to see one.
I wouldn't want to see one, but I'm just saying like there's again because that's how we then think there's certain things that only happen in America. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
here, and again, even though it's annoying because one story after another, and then wow, okay, we're gonna start talking about Harriet Tubman and
Yep.
you know,
Yeah.
depicting her life and all that stuff. But again, that has made people more aware of things that have happened. Films like Detroit, and these are films that I've watched that I did not like because I was like, you literally,
Yeah, I don't
I
watch them
took
films,
myself
so.
there
To be in pain.
to be in pain.
Yep.
I don't watch them films.
Thank you for supporting us by listening. Be sure to share your thoughts with us using the hashtag Rule of Thirds Pod. Enjoy the rest of the conversation.
Honestly,
Yeah.
whenever, whenever I see someone films that they look like that,
I still haven't finished
Fam.
12 Years a Slave.
I think
I did
the
for
most,
5 minutes. I was
the
like,
most
nah, I'm
recent one
not
I've
doing
watched is Them. Even that,
That-
was
yeah, I do.
I was
That
angry
that
watching
one,
it.
It was too layered. It was too layered. Like
There was too much going on there. Even spiritual warfare.
Have you clocked this trick as well? We get trapped into the actors being so phenomenal and playing an amazing role or having an amazing role to play that we forget that the story might not be conducive for our black well-being. So like Them, for example, I was so excited when I heard, what's his name? Ashley what's his name?
Bashi.
Bashi. Yeah.
Actually, what's his name though?
I have no idea.
It's not Ashley Waters, is it?
No, it's not. That's yeah.
so bad.
They were in the same series though. That's probably why we're getting on the Instagram.
Always like
But yeah,
it was the
no.
same.
So when I saw that Bashi was playing that, I was mad excited for him.
Ashley Thomas.
Ashley Thomas, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was so excited, and I was like, I really wanted to watch it, but then I read the synopsis and I was like,
It was even like
you almost got me. You
I can't
you
remember
almost
her
got
name,
me.
but the woman that played Lucky, the
Yeah.
other protagonist,
Right.
yeah, like she was like that was actually kind of taxing for her, and there's certain roles that it's a lot. Even Detroit, I didn't watch the trailer before I went to watch the film.
Mm-hmm.
Got in there, watched the film. I said this was probably one of the worst things I have ever done. I was so angry when I came out. I was angry. Then I remember like listening to a pod called Song Exploder. Check it out, it's really good. Where what are their names? Wow, Group, Questlove.
The Roots.
Thank you. I was gonna say The Roots, but it reminded me of a work thing, so I was like, am I just thinking of work? But,
Bondage. Yeah, I'm kidding.
So yeah, The Roots. The Roots had a song with Bilal for the movie called It Ain't Fair.
That song is
Beautiful.
See that Tiny Desk performance, and he did it on Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah. But like they broke down the song, right? And even like as they spoke through their like breakdown of everything, and you can hear certain things. Even Bilal towards the end of the song, he starts like shouting, screaming and stuff. And I was just there like, this was a lot. And the fact that the movie was even by a white woman, and basically he watched the film, and then she was like, "How do you feel?" And he was like, "I'm angry," and she was like, "Good, okay, now the song." And in my head I was like, maybe as the brief, I could maybe between yourselves.
Let's just bottle that pain.
That sounded okay, but like when I
man.
heard that, I was just there like, this sounds very, very, very mad, because emotionally, it's a lot,
bro.
But then part of me also, it's like that film is obviously not for us. It's for white people to educate them on themselves, and again, it's annoying because we're in this era of delving into a lot of content that deals with it. One, because it's easy, makes a lot of money probably for the companies that are doing them. But also
that is wild.
Thirdly, because that's probably the way that Oscars are probably going to nominate somebody for an award.
Is it worth it?
Definitely, it can't be. There's no way that can be worth it.
For some people, they're thinking, well, the whites are going to love this, so let me just...
So that's the thing, though. It's like...
Which is a problem.
So much pandering, man.
Exactly, but then... Unfortunately, I feel like sometimes that's the only way certain things are going to happen. Because like we said, the only way things are going to change is if certain people get involved. Like, we have shouted amongst ourselves within, like, let's say, like, the Black British community about things. But it's not until, unfortunately, a white person's like, you know what? This is a bit mad. And then something will happen because those are the people that have the access or the
right.
What is success for Black History Month? Because I was thinking, is it getting onto these white-owned channels and organizations? Is that our success now? That's how it feels like. It feels like if someone makes it onto like a massive platform. I won't even say names because I get myself in trouble. But
that's hilarious.
Oh my God.
If someone that gets on a massive platform, for example, that's kind of like, and it's not a bad thing. Platform and like the status of it is amazing. But you have to remember who owns these things.
It's not enough. Like, to do one show, it's like... Sorry, it just reminded me of Jude with Negro Day.
This is what it all feels like, though.
So Channel 4 did, obviously, a day where it was just like black-only stuff.
Black and Proud.
Yeah, and it was really good. High Life was good. I think I watched like some of the other stuff too.
I only watched High Life and
I watched nothing.
Really?
I don't want to be watching the television.
High Life was sick, man.
It was good. I watched it at my friend's house.
It's good, man.
And yeah, really enjoyed it.
I don't watch reality
but again,
TV like that as well. So it's actually really
like
good.
I think someone did like the ratings and like the breakdown, which was interesting to see. And I was like, wow, okay, like viewers, like obviously numbers matter and analytics matter. For certain things, a lot of things might not have aired. Not aired, sorry. A lot of things numbers wise weren't so high. But sometimes I feel like certain things will have to be done. And you can't look at it from like a money perspective or how many views does this get or how much money is this going to make us in order to usher in that thing because there's a need. But some people will take that and be like, well, it didn't work, so we're not going to do it again. But that we need to find a way to like usher that in.
It happens all the time.
With that, I feel like one day is not enough. But again, it's not like just, okay, we just need a day where we always have black stuff on. It just means, okay, let's make things a bit more diverse because we just need that in general.
Just let it be in the same running. Like, I remember when I was a kid, Proud Family used to be on. I was a kid, by the way. Proud Family used to be on around 10:30.
By the way.
10:30.
Yeah.
And I've got to go to bed by 8:30.
All the black stuff, especially in the UK, because I don't know if it was the same in America, but in the UK, they're like, okay, you Negroes probably stay up
black
anyway.
shows were on
late at night. Fillmore
I've got to go to bed.
Fillmore was on at midnight.
Huh?
I wasn't even here.
Keenan and Kel, the same thing.
All the shows were on late at night. You couldn't watch them.
So do you feel like it's because they were black or it's because they were American?
It's because they're black.
Black. No, because this is this is Disney Channel.
Oh, it's about
Nickelodeon,
Disney Channel and
Disney Channel,
yeah.
Nickelodeon, all
right.
of those shows.
They're on late. Like Proud Family, I think was one of the best shows. Me personally,
Yeah,
on Disney
I
Channel.
agree.
But it came on like it was some pilot show.
The only thing that was
Do you know what I
on
mean?
during normal hours is That's So Raven, and to be fair, like the numbers bang. So like
That's a Raven slapped.
it.
I loved
Yeah.
I loved the episode they did on Black History. You know, not Black. It wasn't even Black. It was Black History.
Hmm.
But you know when why are you doing that?
Hmm.
But you know when basically the woman thought that Raven was like stealing, not stealing, but like yes, no, she applied for a job and the woman was
Oh.
like, and then Chelsea basically
don't
had to be like, yeah, like that for me when I was a kid watching, it, I was like, wow,
Yeah.
that was a really good episode.
But what did
And
you,
that was
what did
awareness.
it do for you?
Not what it did for me, but I'm sure like if I was shocked by it,
Mm-hmm.
somebody that's
yeah.
white, for example,
And to be fair,
would
the
have
fact
been-
that Disney Channel, like, even it's weird. Like, obviously at that age, you know, like, okay, things are a bit mad, but you
Yeah.
may not deep it. But then it's like, wow, okay, this has been discussed. Wow, okay, on Disney Channel,
Mm-hmm.
like,
so it's serious.
this is pretty
it's not
like
some joke thing.
serious. But then again, I think because it was like a predominantly black show, it was
Mhm.
like we're already like discussing / like exploring a lot of that anyway. But it was a nice thing to like make it a bit more like real
Yeah.
and like.
So
serious.
awareness does like, even though sometimes it does feel useless, awareness does
we
go a
need
long way.
awareness. It
Because
just
the fact that I'm still remembering this scene from
Mm.
all those years ago.
Yeah, but like I get it.
yeah,
you're
no,
black.
but I'm saying
for other people.
if it
That's
could affect,
that's my
if it
thing.
could affect me,
But
I'm
but you-
sure somebody would.
this is what we say. This is what we always say.
Yeah,
We're
true.
like, oh, if it works for me, it must work. That's not how it works though.
But it's telling me not one single person got.
So
affected
I'm
by
not
that.
saying that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm just saying, is it doing what it's supposed to do? Because like,
Maybe-
if all black,
what is it? What is it meant to do?
Is it supposed to change the world?
So, exactly, it's meant to.
But how?
It's
why-
art.
why
It's
though?
art.
But then-
we speak on this podcast about
yeah,
art
we
and
do,
we
but then
say
it's
that.
like-
So
all of us know
Yeah.
that. Let's use music for example. Not
Mhm.
every artist is. I don't want to say they're not changing the world. Maybe they're changing their world.
they changed the world.
Like okay,
Might not be for the
obviously,
better.
Different skills for different people,
Yeah.
right? Or different situations for different people. Like for some people, it may show people that okay, somebody else is going through the same thing. For somebody else, will be like, wow, okay, this song is like allowed me to express my love for someone. I don't know,
Mhm,
but like
mhm.
I feel like let's say with Disney Channel, that could have done a lot in terms of just normalizing
You're right. Yeah,
the conversation on that platform because
especially for kids as well.
yeah,
Mhm.
things like that are a risk. Like I use the example a lot of like Black Panther. The fact that like for us who watched it, we're like, how are you guys scared about this film coming out? Like it banged. But before they were like, oh my god, it's an all black cast. We've never done this before, and we're putting all of this money towards it, and we've never done this before.
That's
And,
insane though. It kind of makes us feel like we're risks.
but that's the way that
Oh, we are.
that's the way that people are gonna see it because it's not the norm. Like
Main
that-
character syndrome again.
exactly. Channel 4 doing their thing. That was a risk for them, and they probably saw it as a risk.
Yeah, if you put the numbers and those kind of things into perspective,
Yeah.
and you think, okay, if we're gonna put all black people on the screen, that means we're assuming that a lot of black people are gonna come and watch it, and the average white person isn't going to watch
Isn't
it
going
because
to watch it.
it's so out of their
Actually,
norm.
it makes sense, but I mean, like in terms of like shows and stuff, I just hate how it has to be like we got that one black person on there. It just has to be like almost like a checkbox.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Mm.
That hasn't changed. Like it happens
What, the
with
mixed race?
with black characters. It happens with women. It happens like across the board in terms of the media world and how they tick off boxes.
Even like LGBT characters.
Yeah,
in
yeah,
shows
yeah,
and stuff,
yeah.
like,
But in some,
the best friend.
how
Yeah.
well did Rush Hour do?
It did
That
really
one
well.
did amazing.
It's probably one of the, yeah,
Yeah.
it did really well. Like,
Yeah,
it went for 3 times.
That's
So
a prime
Yeah.
example.
And all three banged.
yeah, but
Prime example.
like we can't forget one. Chris Tucker was at his peak.
Yeah, same with
Si-
similar with
Jackie Chan was
as
also
well,
at his
yeah.
peak. So it's a lot of star power. We
Mm.
can't just if you put any 2 random people, it wouldn't have worked.
won't be the same.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Imagine that in this day and age. I don't even know of two.
But even someone like Daniel.
They
can't
tried.
have-
They tried to. It didn't work.
With,
They tried it with I think one of the Wayans brothers. They tried to do something like that, and it didn't work out too great.
oh,
Yeah.
that's a shame.
Like me, my thing is, I just want to understand. I guess like we mentioned earlier, the unified kind of like
Approach.
to what we actually want to
I
get out of
guess-
the month, because
Mhm.
apparently they're gracing us with this month
But
for us to do
I feel
whatever
like
we
we
want.
don't
I
just
feel
need
like
this month.
I feel like that's the.
It's-
Of course
I
not.
feel like that's
Yeah.
But it's like
problem, though.
then why call it Black History
But
History Month?
Why do we see it as they've graced us?
No.
with-
So I do that
with this month?
I do it with sarcasm, but
Yeah.
low key it
No,
is
but
kind of
that-
true.
That's how some people see.
No,
it,
it's
but-
kind of
but
true though.
then-
We have been.
Yeah,
it
but
feels
then
like
part of me has issue with that because maybe because the way like I see it, like not everybody will see it this way, but
Mhm.
almost similar to like public holidays or like a St. George's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Why the hell do we have a St. George's Day? It's for like a reason, as much as a lot of us may not really be that in tune with like the history or like the
It's a lot of man's day off still.
exactly. But then there's an actual reasoning behind it, but it's kind of mixed with like mythology a bit as well. So there's that. So it's like, okay, if there's days like that some people can somewhat consider, and Google will give you a little doodle thing, then it's like, okay, if we're not to say if we're given a month, because maybe at the time, I don't know if that's how it was done, maybe, but like maybe seen it as, you know what, we have a month. Not that this should mean that this is the only time that we like discuss Black history and
But
celebrate.
it's almost like it's like a focus to propel us for the future.
Yeah, it's like a sharper arrowhead. Like it allows us to maybe do more or make the most out of the opportunities at this moment.
So
that are
basically, like
given.
it's a stepping stone
Yeah,
to equity.
Yes, I guess.
Because I can't I know a lot of
Hopefully.
companies who like, black led
Mm-hmm.
companies that gear up for Black History Month because they are trying to get the most sales or the most blah blah or whatever. Because it's Black History Month, so
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
we need to push hard so that we can hit our
Is that a bad thing though?
Oh no, it's not. But it's like we can create those opportunities. Like okay, we spoke a perfect example is the Black Pound Day.
Mm.
That's not a historical anything. That's a day that a man just woke up and
Yeah.
said, let's make something
But
one day.
it will probably become.
No,
that
it
kind
low-key
of-
has, like,
but-
to the point where people, like, everybody's on it. If you're a black business and you're like, Black Pound Day, you're going to get a code, and
Yeah.
there's jammies as well, where you can get a code in the magazine and stuff. So it is working, but my point is, that is a better approach, because then we have more leverage in how we control.
Yeah, it's a lot
the
more.
out-
it's
the
a lot
outcome.
more- It's a little more focused.
Yeah, but it's like, what are we doing with this month?
But
Like,
that's probably
what are
the
we doing
issue
with
as
it?
well. Like maybe we need more. I don't know whether it's like a refresher thing with like the government and be like, okay, in these
No,
different.
no, the government.
No, but the thing is, we're saying not with the government, but like when I say this,
The government has, they can't do anything for.
But
I promise you, the trust
guys,
has even gone. It's even partnered with them.
because we're saying like we want all of this, we want change and that kind of thing. But like the reason I involve government is because when it comes to stuff like education,
But there is change
and
happening, you know.
schools, yeah,
We just don't watch the parliament thing.
but
Let's be honest.
You're rude for that. I can't lie.
Let's be honest.
No, the reason why I say that is because, okay, like, you know how taxes are.
Mhm.
Taxes are an incentive for the rich to do things that the government won't do, right? I don't know if that is like simple enough, but basically it's like, oh, you don't have to pay your taxes, but if you don't pay your taxes, then at least do this and that and that. If not, we can come after you. So if you're rich and you're earning this much money, why not build a charity and do this? Because the government's not going to do it. That's my understanding of it. It's like, then we should do it because the government's not going to do it.
for certain things, like again, when I say education, if it's mandatory,
Yeah.
whether you like it or not, it's set.
Oh,
in
like
your
the curriculum.
that you
Right,
actually need
right.
to learn this thing. So that's why I say for things like that,
Yeah, that's a good
because in certain schools choose to do it and other schools choose not to do
Show
it.
me a- show me
But
the-
yeah,
yeah.
if it's like a set thing, you have no choice. If it's in your curriculum, in your history books, or in your history whatever, AQA, EdXL, whatever those exam boards are,
Yeah.
if it's there, you have no choice but to go through this, because in a way it affects you,
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, academically, like grade wise, and maybe that has to be the way to do things. Or like it's like when certain companies, like when there's like a monetary thing involved, then they're gonna listen, unfortunately.
Yeah,
And that's the way it starts for some people. Like that's probably the reason why, like with NFL, certain things didn't really move, because financially they're like, well,
It's not going to make any sense.
we're still making a lot of money with advertising, so
Yeah.
it is what it is. Whereas other companies actually get cancelled for very silly things that they do, and they're like, oh, okay, we actually need to listen now because
Yeah.
our target audience is, you know, a certain demographic, so you know it's going to affect sales. So I think that's maybe where we need to look at it from. That's why I'm like, it might be different things for different people. So let's say education, we might need to like look at the government and
So
try
I'm
and
saying, like,
check that out.
what would you put in there, in that curriculum?
Probably looking at slave trade,
Is it the same thing, innit?
No. Because when we say slave trade, it's Americanized. Like,
No, I mean, that's like, it's the pain. It's not necessarily a celebration.
okay, because when I say history, I feel like
I was gonna say something about it.
there's Black History Month, yes,
Mm-hmm,
for celebration and stuff. But when I say history, like in your actual curriculum that you go through, whether
Yeah.
it's like for the 2 years of your GCSEs or like in your A levels, so it's like it's there
Mm.
and you go through it. Well, it's painful, obviously, but like it's there.
So you wouldn't say anything pre-slavery, because that's like, in my head I'm thinking, like, if you're going to teach us slavery, then teach us what we were before that and everything
Which would be-
else.
let's
and
say that could be included.
But
in
you know
it.
that they're not gonna
But
add that.
The reason why I'm is like
was
because it's in regards to like
For real.
because it's part of British history.
Yeah.
Like that's actually involved
Okay,
in the country.
okay,
So that's why
yeah.
I'm just like, you need to know, and not naturally
The
they'll be
involvement
yeah,
of-
because even with war, they'll be like, okay, this was Germany before the war, and then in the lead up to the war, and then during the war, after the war. So similar thing, let's say with this, like, okay. you
So
learn
it
about-
is still British
yeah,
history.
but you learn about the countries before it happened, like
Mm.
colonialization as well as like slavery and stuff.
So I guess yeah.
And then during and then after, seeing the like obviously the aftermath of stuff, but also how it impacts us today. And then maybe go from there. That could be a cool way to look at things. But then again,
I think it's good because
Makes
I think
sense.
if anything exposes like
It's exposed.
like okay, like there's Grace. People will grow up in racist homes,
yeah,
but they will actually turn out not racist. in
That's
the
so
end.
sad. Imagine waking up in the
if
morning
no-
and
if
your
the-
mom's just cousin some random black person.
But it's fact,
she's
though,
never
some
met.
people are not.
it'd be like that.
They don't like. It's not like they've chosen to be racist. They've grown up in a household that's made them that way. So what I'm saying is that if they go to school and they're hearing this stuff about black people and hearing what they've gone through and hearing where they've come from, that person may have a negative response to it. But after hearing that, it may change them in some ways. Do you know what I mean? So that is going back to that exposure thing.
It's important, man, because
No, it
when
is
we think
important, you're
about,
right.
like, let's say black graphic designers, for example.
Yeah.
Black British designers, graphic designers. Can you name 10
Yes, the circle.
outside of the people you know that are your
Okay, damn.
friends?
Yeah, but
Like-
but the thing
like,
is,
within
yeah,
industry, that's why I'm just like awareness to some degree.
I hear
is
what you're
important.
I hear what you're saying, but it's like, why the
Why do we need to know them? That's what we're saying.
is
Choose your words carefully.
because I'm thinking I'm just like,
Because you're saying entertain, all we do is entertain.
so I'm not
and-
saying it
yeah.
like
Because rappers, we can name them.
Mm.
we can name them.
because
Sam.
no
we can
no
name
hear
them.
this here. Okay. It- the only reason why we care about the black designers is because we're designers, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so if that's the case, then we can actually go and learn it. If
But-
we want to,
because
we can.
It's our field, but we can probably name 10 graphic designers in general, and they're probably all going to be white anyway.
Nah,
Okay.
I would say they probably would be, to be fair.
I don't think I can even name 10.
Yeah.
But again, like, and out of that 10, how
Yeah.
many are non-white?
Maybe half.
Okay.
I would say that we've been capped in terms of our creativity though. Maybe not all of us, because obviously not all of us research or inspired by the same things, but in sense of inspiration that we see is very Eurocentric. It's not very
Yeah.
Afrocentric. Do you know what I mean? It's not.
Because I understand your. It's I guess okay. Can you name me 3 Asian rappers?
What's that done in America?
Which
3
Starts with an N.
Asian British rappers.
Oh,
honestly-
Jay Sean.
British
rappers?
British rappers.
Also. That's what he is.
He's not a rapper.
So this how somebody saying. This how someone saying. This is how someone saying. Yeah, Jason Derulo is a rapper.
Oh my god.
Wait.
Michael Jackson was the first rapper in history.
Baby, are you down?
No,
down,
okay.
down?
So
No,
I know
exactly.
it sounds a bit
exactly.
you know,
I cannot.
because that field isn't what they're known for, right?
sings.
Huh?
No, I knew he
So-
was an artist, but
So this is my thing. Yeah.
oh, you're saying rapper. M Poncho.
Yeah, that's one.
Oh,
Yeah, he's Asian.
Because the reason why I'm mentioning this is because it's like that's not a field that they're known for. That's why we can't pick it up straight away, right?
Gecko, he's Turkish,
but
and
they,
Gecko
but they are
Turkish.
there.
It's Arab.
They are there though.
Asian rappers are the same.
No, but they are there.
No, they are. So are black
Yeah, but they're in the
designers.
ends
Yeah,
though,
exactly.
man.
So this is what I'm saying. It's like any race, any group of people exist. You can like we can go into the subset and say, okay, now mention some black gay British designers. Do you get what I'm saying? And say black gay, what's the name? Middle class British designers or diaspora. You can just keep adding and adding, and it will get smaller and smaller. And already the British black pool is not that big. Black pool, it's not that big.
But again,
Doesn't mean that they don't exist. But my point is, if the majority of the people in this country aren't even that, and you're saying that people in this country it's already difficult because a lot of people who are black don't even identify as British, and then in that you want to now go and like look for a group of British. It's not many. Is what my point.
It's not many.
Doesn't mean they don't exist, but
yeah,
it's not many. So you can't be at fault for saying how many black British designers do you
but
not do
I
you
think
know?
it's an important thing because, for example, with all of us, we are designers, so that's why I'm asking us.
Right.
black British designers and we live in the UK and we look at the industry, we have conversations about things that various studios are doing. We're like, oh, check out this person's work, that person's work. They're really cool. And some of us, like, even like circle wise, let's say, or like people that other friends that are like doing the same thing as us, like design wise, like we are, we've all had different entryways and like points into this. So obviously coming from a place where you're like, oh, do black people, are they even in this industry in the first place? And you eventually find out, oh, okay, there are black people here and there are quite a few people and they're like doing pretty well and they're working on some really cool stuff. Naturally, you're like, oh, okay, then I know that this is like a possibility kind of thing because other
I hear
people are
that,
doing
but
it. Obviously, like it'll be different for different fields and stuff. For some people, there may be nobody, but I think it's important, especially if it's there and there's people of like a certain like caliber as well, for that to be seen. And this is in different like fields and just to show again for even
that
like,
it's possible kind
it's
of
possible,
thing.
but also to show other people.
Yeah, I hear that.
It's
but
not just white people that are doing stuff because that's how again there's this whole main character thing, but then you forget, oh, there's actually people that don't look like me who are doing things within my field that are making, let's say, don't want to say like advancements and stuff because people don't have to be like excellent in order to be acknowledged.
Yeah.
But it shows again, like, okay, there's other people involved in this thing that just, you know, not just people that look like me, because that's how you then assume, or you look around and you're like, oh, okay, everyone looks like me and everyone's from the same background, we're all middle class, or we're all went through school, or we went the same uni and we studied all of this. And you forget that there's other people around that aren't in that.
No, I hear that. It's just my thing is, or my fear is that if we take that approach, we might end up also having the same syndrome, that whole main character syndrome that white people already have, which is like, if I don't see it, I can't be it, and therefore, if it doesn't exist, then I have to, like, it has to exist, kind of thing. It has to, like, it's like, oh, okay, there are black designers. If you want to look, you'll find. Yeah. There are probably they're black scientists. There's black everything. Is my point. If you want to look, you'll find. But then it's like, why do we feel like we need to always see at the top of the top to then make it seem attainable? That's what white people do. We don't have to take the same approach that they're doing because it's like, oh, we saw like there's all white people on the top, so we also have to put like, no, it's not by force.
That's true, but we're probably still gonna see other people, like people look at, like, let's say Jeff Bezos like level people, or like Steve Jobs level people, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, like, whoa. So like, part of me, I guess, is like, is there an issue then seeing like a black person who's in like a similar, not that you have to look for it, obviously at that level you're already looking at people that are probably at that level, so what's the issue seeing a black person at that level? But also it's important to see other people along the way as well. I feel like there's,
because it's not like, I just feel like it's a very romanticized approach. You know, a perfect example is the Jeff Bezos thing. You know, when Rihanna became a billionaire and everyone's like, oh, first of all, Jeff Bezos is like a evil guy. So like, but he's a billionaire, and then Rihanna is a billionaire. But no one is going to be like, okay, Rihanna, like, let's talk. What are you saying about the money? Like, spread it out. No one's going to say that. It's like, oh yeah, she's a billionaire. That means I can be a billionaire too. Sorry, but like, do you get what I'm saying? It's like, no one is going to take the same approach of villainizing the people that we see. You know, all these designers and big rappers and stuff, we celebrate them without acknowledging the path or the things that they have to do to get there. And it's like, we're constantly celebrating a thing, a way of life that is not even conducive to how we think. As designers, for example, we're always celebrating diversity and not necessarily being carried away by money, and like just being able to be good at what you do, and that should be enough. But then we'll be like, no, but we need to see the top of the top in order, you know what I'm saying?
That's the gap that we have, though. I feel like the ordinary person making a living as a black person is not pushed enough. So what we see now is either you're in a gang, or you're mad rich. There's no in between. And obviously there is in between.
Yikes.
No, legit.
Nah, I hear that,
that's how it looks like. So I was walking down my road, Never walking, I was running down my road. I was late for work. This was like 2 years ago. I was wearing the same hat you're wearing. So in the podcast picture, the hat that I'm wearing there, the black one. I was wearing like an all black
piece of history
thing, and I was wearing like a duffel. I had the duffel bag, and I was running. A woman started screaming.
I can't like, I was screaming too. That's all birds running down the road.
You wear all black.
I wear all black,
Oh,
but
Jesus.
I'm leaving my house, going to work, and I
But
remember
she-
I'm running, and I'm obviously running, and she's basically walking like I'm running towards her, but not running to
Yeah,
to her.
in her direction.
In
but
her
not- yeah,
direction.
yeah,
Mm.
She starts screaming,
yeah. Ah.
and I stopped her and I just looked at her and I started laughing. I was just like, "Are you that stupid?"
Are you that mentally subservient? Are you that mentally enslaved?
Are you that silly? Do you really think I'm gonna wake up in the morning?
Like, whoop,
Um,
gonna
and
rob some
You
people.
yourself, you don't even look like you got money. Why am I gonna rob you?
Ah.
Why am I going to rob you?
Brokers.
I also got that's what I realized. Yeah, there's actually no. Either we're broke and we're in a gang,
Mm.
or we're mad rich.
Yeah.
People don't
the
understand-
perception of it is either you are trying to make it to be a rich person,
Yeah.
or you're already rich. Yeah, you're right.
And
you're
I
right,
think
you're
that's
right.
what we need to. That's the goal. I think the goal is
Yeah.
to realize that we are normal people doing normal stuff
Mhm.
with the same struggles that you might have as well,
Mhm.
and we're trying to make a living.
But it's not seen like that. That's
And
the issue.
that's the gap, and that's what we need to fill. But I think it's getting this to some extent. But I feel like
Because it's like it makes no sense to try to say, "Oh, we're normal human beings," but then we keep perpetuating
say,
the highest of the
Would you
high.
say that I feel like there's a reason for that though. I'm not saying I agree,
Right.
but I feel like that's done because of where people feel like we're at. Because people will feel like, oh wow, well we're just down here, so we
Mm.
need to like overcompensate in order to like, you know, whether it's motivation, whether it's inspiration, I don't know. But like,
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes there's that need to overcompensate. Oh, there's this person doing above and beyond
Yeah.
in order to overcompensate for the amount of people.
It's
that
a
are
trap,
in certain-
bro. It's a trap.
It's a problem.
It's a trap.
It's a problem.
Yeah.
And I agree. I feel like we definitely do need more examples of people and in a variety of things.
Because if not, then we say tokenism. We'll be like, "Oh yeah, this person's so rich, but he's the only person in his faculty." Or, "Oh look, someone did it, but there's no diversity in that
To be
team."
fair, when it comes to the whole like first person this or that.
Do you get what I'm saying? And it's like,
well, sometimes
when-
it's not diversity because people are not applying.
there we go. A lot of black people want to be rappers. A lot of black people want to
again-
be in the sports.
So-
Do you know why? Yeah, because most of the success and the entry of those successes tend to be more accessible to a
Awareness,
particular.
awareness.
Exactly. It all
Because
comes back to
it's
that again.
awareness.
No, because you're saying awareness here. I hear that, but if a child like 5, 6, they're watching TV, they're seeing a lot of black people who are playing football.
Awareness.
Yeah, I hear the awareness thing, but who are we to say don't go and do something else because we have enough footballers or we have enough rappers?
We are able, we are able to say that if
it's
we
not-
know that it's the truth, we're able to say that. The thing is, if we can clearly show our
and
children,
this is a black British perspective, by the way. This is not a
yeah,
global.
Yeah, it's
black,
not global. This is
you know
the
what I'm
black,
saying?
black British. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's possible that for us now, we can like if our children want to go into design, we can
Exactly.
see that,
And
obviously.
it's a natural process.
yeah,
It's
but
not
then-
like forced.
Yeah, but
yeah.
obviously by the time again, like hopefully the aim of this is not for it to like be like forever.
Right.
Like,
We're talking about Black History Month or
Well, Black History Month as well as like
trying to end it next year.
but like
We've
even
achieved our
just
goal.
like doing awareness, like when the whole point of awareness is for things to become like the norm.
Norm,
right?
yep.
So hopefully
How long we been doing this awareness for?
I mean,
Bro, it's been a minute still. It's been a hot minute.
that's very true.
I was born.
But there's also still so much that we don't know. Again, it's unfortunate,
you're
but
right.
again, there's still so much that we don't know. And maybe it's because we're making a lot of noise about the same topics, and maybe we're not going wide enough. I don't know.
Yeah, because bro, I can't lie. If you live in the ends, your mum's working 2 jobs, yeah, and you're good at playing football, but you're also good at design. Most likely you end up trying to play football because
100%.
you know that if you bust case, you're gone.
Even though the odds are probably mad.
Being an
you doing
average
football
footballer and being an average
so
designer
hard,
is very different. You can get paid very well as an average footballer in
of
comparison to
course.
being an average
But
designer.
how many
Even a
people make it
semi-pro
to
team.
that level?
They don't know. They're just trying to. They're trying to.
No,
They're
but
just like,
that's
look,
what I mean. Like
Yeah.
the lack of like
what
information
exposure?
or
Yeah.
exposure,
Yeah.
because It's like with American football, they say, oh, like basketball. So it's like what a single-digit percentage of people
Yeah.
actually make it to the league.
Yep.
But you see so many.
So
people
it
that,
looks
"I'm gonna
like-
make it, I'm gonna make
But
it,
that's
I'm
the
gonna
deception, isn't it? So it's like I'm saying that we're saying that we want to see these people, but then if we see them, but it's still not attainable, then what's the point? It's like saying, "Oh, Jay-Z's a billionaire, therefore I can be a
Yeah,
billionaire."
that-
Like,
that-
no,
that's why
you
we-
probably will never
yeah,
be a
That's
billionaire.
why we do need to see like other things, maybe a variety of level, not maybe at a variety of levels.
Right.
definitely, Because we need to show people like you can be comfortable if you earn X amount. You can have like you don't need to be a billionaire in order
Yeah.
to be happy.
Would be nice,
kind of
but
thing.
still.
But again, I think it's the whole overcompensating thing because you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, this person was in the hood. I'm in the hood. They got
Yeah.
out the hood. I want to get out the hood too. And then all of that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. It's, you know, what's it called? Not fantasy. Disney.
Fairy tale.
Thank you. Like there's that.
Yeah.
That happens a lot. So
I hear that. I feel like if that's the case, then that might have to be more clearly
we probably need more
outlined.
structure on
Yeah.
everything.
And I guess it's like trying to figure out, because me, anytime I get to like Black History Month, I get confused because I'm just kind of like, what exactly is the point of it? So maybe in some way or somehow, I guess as designers, as artists who I guess want to make our own fields more visible. Yeah, and I guess what's the word? Inspire the next generation to be interested. We have to probably figure out how we can.
We're not gonna get it right
You
all
know.
the time.
Yeah.
And I like let's, even though obviously we're speaking about like what could be done better, let's not cap. I mean, there's been mad progress.
A lot has happened. Yeah.
Like
100%.
we're not trying to bash it or anything like that. We're just saying
Bash
that
it.
there's this guy. There's obviously a long way to go.
Black
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Bashy black boys. Wait, we're not trying to bash it. I was like,
That got banned from radio, by the way.
what in Black History Month?
No,
Oh,
no,
you're
no,
okay.
legit. When that song came out, it wasn't allowed to be on radio. It was
It's too
I
aggressive.
think, yeah, even racist. to some extent. I mean, we're still living a day where you bring in your food to office and they'll say,
Something smells spicy.
what's that smell?
Yeah.
Oh, it stinks.
Someone take their shoes off. Someone.
You know what? No, like when you deep it as well. When you actually deep it as well, that's
Someone take their shoes
Someone
off.
take their
that's a very mad statement because, like, the flip side of that means
Oh,
that
that's so rude.
flip side means you don't season your food.
Yeah.
but-
Like, why is this when it's so
Like,
big?
no, like deep it. The flip
No,
side.
I can't like
means-
some of the foods be banging. They be smelling weird though. I can't lie. Look, I'm sorry, yeah.
Right.
Me, I'm an advocate that you should never take fish to work. If you have any, like, I've seen people bring soup, yeah, fish soup to work. It's like,
Fish soup.
you're doing a lot. Like, you're doing a lot. I don't care if you're from Grenada, from Ghana, from Turkey.
Fish soup.
You should not bring fish soup to work, fam. That is just evil.
I said you took-
Oh, you're like, oh, who took the shoes off?
No, but what do you think that situation? You're just sweating, fam.
Bro, you have to keep quiet, keep eating your food. There's nothing you can do. Oh.
Very long.
Oh, man. Thanks, guys, for tuning in to today's episode of Rule of Thirds. Feel free to share your thoughts with us using the hashtag Rule of Thirds Pod. And for more from us, follow us on Instagram at Rule of Thirds Pod, or our personal accounts for myself, Burns JNR,